Sup, Spooniverse? Thanks for tuning in to Mixology 101, where Anthony Caparelli, Director of Beverage Studies at the Institute of Culinary Education, teaches a new seasonal cocktail every week. So, what are we doing now? It's November.
Well, it is. So we're actually counting down through David Embury's 6 classic cocktails from his book, published around 1948, The Fine Art of Mixing Drinks. So I think we've done 3 so far. I don't remember if I'm going to be able to get them. We did the old-fashioned.
The old-fashioned, Jack and Rose.
Jack Rose, and the sidecar, I think, right? So now this week we're going to do the Manhattan, which is a build on an old-fashioned. Now a lot of people think the Manhattan is actually is related to the martini because the proportions are the same. So a classic martini is 2 ounces of gin, and it is gin, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
And a ½ ounce of dry vermouth and no olive juice. But that's okay. We don't judge. We don't judge. So the 4-to-1, and then it's in the martini glass that everybody knows. And a Manhattan is 4 ounces of whiskey, usually bourbon, but actually it's started with rye, and then a ½ ounce of sweet vermouth. So you can kind of see how people think that that's related. In reality, it's much more closely related to the old-fashioned from a flavor profile. Remember, the old-fashioned is usually a dark spirit that is sweetened with simple syrup or some sweetener, and then balanced with bitters. And a Manhattan is actually a dark spirit that's sweetened with sweet vermouth and also has bitters. So the proportions are a little different, but that's kind of much closer to where the Manhattan comes from. Cool?
All delicious.
Yeah.
Also, if you guys have any questions while we're making magic up here, just put them in the comments below and we'll answer them.
Right.
And by we, I mean Anthony.
All right, so we're going to break a couple. Well, there's no, I always say there's only 2. People always rules. Bartenders love to tell you what you can do and what you can't do. I always say there's only 2 things that you can't do in this industry. One is drink and drive. Don't do it. That's easy, right? Yeah. The second is drink something you don't like. Other than that, whatever you intend to do, if you do it with intention, is fine. So people tell you, oh, you can't shake dark spirits. You have to shake, drinks that have fruit juice in them. None of that's true. It's like saying you can't boil chicken. You absolutely can boil chicken. It's just a matter of, are you intending to boil? If you're trying to fry it and you end up boiling it, that's a problem. All right, same thing with this. So I actually like my Manhattans shaken, and I like them on the rocks. So that's how I'm going to make this one. If you like it stirred and up, which means in the martini glass without ice, totally fine. But if you're doing it intentionally, it's fine. All right, so to start off, I got my nice shaker tin, and you can see from the condensation, it's about 2/3 filled with ice. And I'm going to take 2 ounces, and we're using High West Double Rye. Now, as I mentioned, most Manhattans today are made with bourbon. They were traditionally made with rye whiskey. Rye has a little bit more of a bitter, peppery profile, and it actually contrasts a little better. So I like that.
I'm team rye for sure.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. So if you haven't had a Manhattan with rye, try it. And then we're going to do a 1/4 ounce of sweet vermouth. And I'm using a 2 ounce jigger here. So that's about I'm doing a ½ ounce of sweet vermouth rather. So it's about 1/4 of the way of the jigger. So 2 ounces of rye, a ½ ounce of sweet vermouth. That 4-to-1 ratio, that's what you're looking for. All right, that's what you got to maintain.
Magic formula.
Exactly. That goes right in there. And then we're going to go ahead and shake this up real good. Now, you've seen me do this before. And we want to shake it until we get frost on the tin.
Dance break.
You got it. Now, I'm going to shorten the shake a little bit because I don't want people to have to stare at me shaking for 30 seconds to a minute. Yeah. But if you notice how I haven't been doing it very long. And already I have frost on the tin, right? I'm getting snow all over the place here, and that's what you're looking for.
Winter has come.
You got it. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this off. And if you don't have a strainer, a lot of people don't have the bar tools. You have something like this, you can just turn this over like this and strain your drink. And I always strain it over fresh ice because that ice hasn't started to melt yet. Nice. All right.
Love it.
Now we need bitters. Now I could have put the bitters in the tin, but what I like to do is add them afterwards because they're aromatic. See, it says right there, aromatic bitters. Yeah, which means on the nose, and I want to be able to smell them. And also, if you notice when I put the bitters in, it's going to give me a nice layered effect and is a really pretty drink.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now, when you do use bitters, I want you to be really careful. You don't want to pour them. You want to go straight down. Boom, boom.
Like this little salt
you got
shaker.
It. And then the traditional garnish is a couple of brandied cherries on a pick. And as we've talked about before, I don't like maraschino cherries. These are real nice cherries that are put in brandy. Cool?
Cherries with integrity.
Yeah, I like that. Cherries with integrity.
Oh, yeah.
Good,
I'm
right?
into that. It's perfect.
Easy,
I love it.
simple. The rye comes through.
And it's like not too sweet. Like when people always make it with bourbon, I'm like, I wish this was a rye.
Exactly.
Classic.
Want to try it?
Yes.
All right. Why don't you
do
go
this.
ahead and put a little bit more fresh ice in there?
Yeah.
Good. That's all right. If you're not making a mess, you're not bartending.
Then it's no fun.
There's a sink over there, just so you know. All right, good. So 2 ounces of rye whiskey.
Filling this bad boy.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the cool thing about rye whiskey, it's made from rye, obviously rye seeds, but you can put other things in it, and they'll actually usually list on the bottle what the percentage of rye is. And today, a lot of the craft ryes are like 95% rye, 100% rye. They used to be like 50 or 60. Nicely done. So I like to have rye with the highest rye percentage because that's why I'm buying it. I want it to taste like rye.
All right, so you put it in, get it a little locked to the side.
You got it. Just push and twist just like we did before.
Twist, got it. Hold both ends.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm going to like switch sides a little bit though. Like do a little side action.
Yep.
You know, mix it up. Throw a spin in. I don't know.
I love working with you. You're awesome.
I'm not afraid to embarrass myself.
That, by the way, is how you make tips. It's not about that. It's about that.
All right, we look frosty,
yeah,
right?
look at that, man. Again, look at all that snow that I'm getting.
Love it.
That's awesome.
Also, my hands are numb, so that's a good sign, right? Pop that off. Do the little.
Go ahead and pop that. Now, with the metal tin, it's a little trickier. Yeah, so with the metal tin, what you want to do is squeeze the bottom one a little bit. Yeah, right around the top, and just kind of twist that off because it will kind of give you an airlock.
Oh yeah.
Which is it can be a little tricky.
A little finicky.
Yeah, go ahead. You can do it.
Come on, little guy.
You want a hand?
Come on. Yeah, I want to.
Now, how embarrassing is this going to be if I can't get it out? There you go. All right,
I loosened it up for him, by the way.
Thank you for that. Put this in. Now, if you're doing this at a bar or restaurant, you're never going to use this as the strainer because my hand's on there. It's contaminated. But we're all friends here, and my hands are immaculately clean. Go ahead.
All right.
Pull that up a little bit. So
a little bit.
There you go.
There
you go. Yep.
It's all about the angles.
It's all about the angles.
And do the tall pour.
Yeah. Really pretty.
Like a high tea situation. All the way to the top. All right.
I love it. Now, with the bitters, I want you to hold it like this, so it's right on that first joint. And I want you to just go from this way straight down. So you're going to be doing this. Boom, boom, like that. The bitters should never be anywhere in between.
Well, target practice?
Yeah, and I think we've practiced this before, right?
I can do this.
Yeah, you got it.
Boom. Boom.
All right, I love it. Now, can you guys see how pretty that is? It's just like gorgeous. It's going to start to trickle down through the drink. Give me a little garnish.
2 cherries on there.
I love it. So what I like, don't ever just drop the cherries in the drink because then you got to dig through it. No. I mean without the pick.
Without the pick.
Yeah, because then I got to either finish the drink or put my fingers in there. It's a pain in the neck.
True, get a spoon.
Yeah, and so this, I always say garnishes should do 2 things. They should make the drink look better and also taste better. So when they're right on top like that, it's doing both. I can see them, and it's also flavoring the drink.
And access them if you feel the need for a snack.
Right. So,
okay, how did I do?
I'll tell you in a second. So first of all, it smells amazing, which is great.
Oh yeah, this has gotten even better with time.
It's perfect. Now, why did it get better with time?
Because the bitters dissolve to the rest of the drink, and like there's more aroma coming out because they're fully activated.
Also, the ice is melting.
The ice is melting too.
Yeah. As the ice melts, the alcohol content gets diluted, and your tongue is more receptive to the flavors. Too much alcohol turns your turns your taste buds off. Actually, they turn off.
Really?
Yeah, because alcohol's toxic, and your body knows that.
Yeah.
So if your body told you, "Ooh, poison," but delicious. We wouldn't have lasted very long as a species, right? So when you taste poison, your taste buds turn off. So when you dilute the alcohol, they come back on, and you can actually enjoy the flavor of the drink. So water is your friend when you're drinking spirits.
Who knew? There you go. I
love it. Cheers.
Well, I will cheers to that.
Another nicely done drink. I can't wait till you actually get a bartending job so I can come sit at your bar.
Right? I accept tips. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Cheers.